Your Excellency, our Deputy President, my colleague CS Rebecca, and other government officials here with us, the leadership of KEPSA, Flora, Carol, and the captains of industry, all protocols observed, good morning. Your Excellency, with 75% of our population below the age of 35, we truly are a very young, a very youthful nation. It is a demographic profile or demographic reality that offers us opportunity to reap what we call demographic dividends. Because this is a demographic cohort that is full of energy, full of verve, soaks knowledge, training, and education like a sponge, ready to learn, innovative, the dream, the passionate. But that notwithstanding, Your Excellency, the reality is that a majority of our young people today are largely disillusioned, they're dispirited, and even disenchanted. I was looking at the statistics of the last elections, and the IEBC says of the 22.1 or so million Kenyans who registered to vote, 39.8% of those fell in this cohort of the youth. And the IBC goes on to note specifically that those figures represent a drop of 5.2% from the statistics of 2017. Meaning that there is even a drop of passion and interest in the political space. And the reality is that our young people have reason to be disillusioned, to be disenchanted. Because when you look at the realities of employment, for instance, we release 800,000 graduates into the labor market every year. Of these 800,000 young people, the formal employment space only takes 20%, which leaves 80% of this to the informal sector. And so we have an incredibly high rate of unemployment and underemployment. And you begin to understand why these young people become disenchanted. But the truth and the saving grace is that this particular government, the government of Kenya Kwanza, has a window of opportunity. And the window of opportunity is that these young people have faith in this government. In fact, when you look at the statistics again, and you go back to the statistics of the last elections, the Kenya Kwanza government is a government largely elected by young people. And repeatedly, even as we did our polling, we could not fail to pick out the reality, the fact that the largest portion of our support base was the youth of Kenya. And so they have faith in a president they love to call the chief hustler because of feeling a connection too. And they have a lot of passion for a deputy president they have christened Rigiji. These are not just names that our young people have ascribed to their president and their deputy president. For me, they are statements of faith. They are statements of trust. And that is what I call the window of opportunity. To mine and to harvest this faith, this trust that the young people have placed in this government. I have the privilege of having been given the responsibility by His Excellency the President and the Deputy President to manage the corner of government that has been characterized as the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports and the Arts. And I want to tell you I am under express instructions of the President and the Deputy President here to help manage the affairs of young people, not outside the box, but entirely without the box, completely without the box. His Excellency the Deputy President was reminding me just a moment ago, you have to do it completely differently. And I'll do it, sir, completely differently, because that is what our young people expect. They expect a completely different mindset and a completely different approach. I was listening very keenly as the panel of young people here spoke to us. And I was particularly struck by the words of Beatrice. A young lady told us she's from Kibra. And in her concluding remarks, Beatrice tells us they do not want tokenism. They don't want handouts. They don't want parochial approaches. They want substance. They want sustainability. They want continuity. And that is why I have so much faith with the program we are launching here today. Going beyond the parochial, going beyond tokenism. And so when you heard His Excellency the President say, no kazi mtaani, it is about moving away from tokenism and moving towards substance and sustainability. The President said these words incidentally while launching the affordable housing program in Kibra, where Beatrice lives. And I know that we will indeed replace tokenism with substance and sustainability. Because if you're talking sustainable programs, then you're thinking, if you have an affordable housing program, it is not just about young people doing ile kazi ya mkono, but you're saying if there's going to be physical planning, then we want young physical planners to be on the table. If you have the work of architectural designs of the whole program, you want young architects at the table. You want young plumbers, electricians, and young people with technical skills to be part of this program. That is moving beyond tokenism. And so, I want to commit that this ministry, in the overall architecture of government, will be available to work with KEPSA and this whole private sector space to drive this program. And we also want to deploy the entire space of sports and the arts as you think of other innovative ways to exploit the space populated by our young people. We want to work with Peter here at Safaricom to